Thank you, Nick. I'm the area pharmacist for Western Sydney Local Health District, and today I'll be presenting our work towards the developing of data quality framework for eChemo. I'm going to start with giving you a bit of a background of why we decided to build a data quality framework. Yeah. What we hope to get out of it, and then I'm going to cover how we approach the effort and where we're up to at this stage. As far as the background is concerned, Blacktown Hospital within our local health district transferred to eChemo and went live with ARIA in keep going forward. Went live with ARIA in mid to late 2015. This was done fairly quickly without additional resourcing, where existing staff took on extra workload on top of their clinical load. As expected, we learned a great deal along the way and about the system implementation, software, and the compatibility. One of the biggest things we learned has been yeah, I haven't touched it.
No, I know.
One of the biggest things we learned is the time that we needed not only to build and test a good quality database, but also to maintain it. We also realized the impact of not having the right documentation. Fast forward into that day, we're planning the expansion of eChemo to Westmead Hospital. With many more clinicians, we're working on a much larger scale. And besides, the practice differences exist between two sites. We therefore need to rethink, realign, and come together as a district to determine how we could manage eChemo catering to a hospital. It's also occurring at the time of a high expectation of scrutiny, monitoring, reporting of appropriateness of chemo practicing. Data quality was a catalyst for achieving alignment for two sites. The term data quality was previously linked only to accuracy. Current consensus is that data quality encompasses a much larger scope and, more importantly, contextual. The new paradigm for data to be considered to be quality, it must be fit for purpose. For the data of our cancer center is used for scheduling appointment for cancer treatment, prescribing, dispensing, administration of the chemotherapy, monitoring opportunity. Yeah, I haven't touched anything. Monitoring opportunity for clinical practice improvement, research purposes, and mandated reporting. So there are 9 indicators on the diagram that we consider the most important for the quality measure for this data set. And they're accurate, relevant, current, adequately resourced, timely, secure, appropriately governed, complete, and consistent. Our methodology included the double diamond design thinking. The idea is that we start with a general problem, and instead of jumping straight to the solution, we spent time exploring and refining the problem, much as we do the research and forming a hypothesis. So we start off by having a general problem that there is no district-wide standardized eChemo governance or operational model. We then explore how to solve this, and define what's the right thing to build first before building the process. So through the individual interviews with the stakeholders, literatures, researchers, and some data mining, and a lot of collaboration, we come to a common ground, and we decided the right thing to do was to build a quality framework, which will help us to address all of our concerns and serve as a the platform for aligning an individual from the district. And our next task is how to build the framework. Consultation was determined that the key element needed is such as the governance structures, quality indicator, processes, new position, and also a new advisory group, and it's ECAT. At this point, we determined that we required one document that contained all of the elements under one framework, and we're in the process of developing each of these items as prototype, and then we test them and iterate them until they're accepted. So I don't expect you to remember this slide here. This is basically a 5-phase cycle, a prototype of our chemo protocol like the process. Start off with the data monitoring, approval phase, data maintenance, testing, verification, activation, and deactivation. The key things to point out here are the data monitoring and approval phase. The term data monitoring rules are set up to ensure the data set are in line with the guidelines and evidence. We also are determining how often and when the quality, routine quality audit will be performed. In terms of approval phase, it's probably the biggest change we made. And to govern this, we are establishing a new eChemo advisory group called ECAT. And the remit of this group is a district-wide multidisciplinary representative from the hospital, which is also a reporting structures built in it. So once we have the structure of the framework better down, we start to work on the format of the final document. And this is what you're seeing here is essentially the table of content. And in order to build the document, we follow the basic structure of the governance model. And the document currently is 30 pages long, but it covers a brief overview of what the quality data is, why it's important, and what are the indicators relevant for the data set. Then the documentation covered the 5 phases of the life cycle of a protocol, and within each has the defined information of the authority limits, specific procedures, roles and responsibility, data standards, and clear business rules. Here are some of the samples of our documentation. So we have a form for any non-execute protocol requests. We also have business rules for how to build eChemo protocol in the system, authority limits, and also procedure how to superseding execute protocol in our system. So it has been a long and certainly not an easy journey for us. And some of the lessons that we think we're worth sharing with you today is like to invest in the expertise. We understand it's very difficult to with all this time constraint with all our existing staff, but trying to find someone to have the expertise to harness the insight of your team, but also have a dedicated time to drive this project. Also to go slow and then go fast. Rome is not built in one day. Trying to start slow by having an overarching vision first, deliver one core and keep building in, and continuously getting feedback from people. in the end, you can go faster because everyone's going to have time to contribute and refrain. Thank you.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Sorry about the slides. I don't know what happens there. Any questions for Jacqueline? Jacqueline, do you have, it's a fantastic piece of work. So are you going to publish it somewhere? Is it available for everyone else to, because I mean, it's transferable to other LHDs, right?
Yeah, I think the...
It must be available on a website or something somewhere?
Yeah, we...
Just into the microphone.
I think it will be in our policy, but I have to check with my boss.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Jacqueline.